Even if you barely drive, fuel prices still follow you into your daily life. They can show up in the food you buy, the package at your door, the contractor bill for a home repair, and the products sitting on store shelves. That is because fuel is not only something you use in your own car. It is one of the hidden running costs of the entire modern supply chain. When most people hear fuel prices, they think about filling a car. But the bigger story is that fuel helps move, grow, build, cool, and deliver the things we use every day. Diesel engines move goods by truck and train. Farm equipment runs on fuel. Construction equipment runs on fuel. Shipping and warehousing depend on energy too. So when fuel gets more expensive, that extra cost does not just stay with transport companies. It starts working its way through the system. Fuel is a system cost, not just a driving cost. One of the clearest reasons fuel prices matter so much is diesel. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says most of the products we use are transported by trucks and trains with diesel engines, and that diesel also powers most farm and construction equipment in the United States. In simple terms, diesel is not just another fuel. It is one of the working fluids of the real economy. That matters because many businesses cannot just stop using fuel when prices rise. A truck still has to move groceries. A tractor still has to work the field. A delivery van still has to finish the route. The Bureau of Transportation Statistics notes that when a firm's business costs include motor fuel, firms commonly pass higher fuel prices on to customers. So even people who do not drive much can still feel fuel changes through the prices they pay elsewhere. It starts before the product even exists. The fuel story begins earlier than many people realize. It does not begin at the store. It begins before harvest, before processing, and often before the product even looks like something you would recognize in a supermarket or online order. On farms, energy is part of basic production. The EIA explains that agricultural energy use includes direct energy, like diesel and electricity used on the farm, and indirect energy, like fuel and feedstock used to make fertilizers and pesticides. It also notes that distillate fuel is the dominant direct fuel for crop and livestock operations, and that farms use energy for planting, harvesting, irrigating, drying crops, ventilation, refrigeration, and pumping water. So when fuel costs rise, the effect can start right at the production stage. That point becomes even more important when fertilizer enters the picture. Nitrogen fertilizer is deeply tied to energy costs. EIA notes that ammonia, the main building block for nitrogen fertilizers, is produced primarily from natural gas, and that nearly 90% of the ammonia consumed in the United States was used for fertilizer production. So higher energy costs can reach food not only through tractors and transport, but also through one of the key inputs used to grow major crops. Why the farm price is not the store price? A lot of people assume that food prices are mostly about the raw farm product. But modern food costs are much bigger than the value of wheat in bread, milk in cheese, or tomatoes in pasta sauce. By the time food reaches a shopper, it has usually gone through a long chain of cleaning, sorting, processing, packaging, transporting, cooling, storing, and selling. USDA's food dollar data makes this easy to understand. It treats one food dollar as a way to show where costs are added along the supply chain. USDA says the marketing share covers the costs of processing, transporting, and selling food, while the farm share is only one part of the total. In its latest published 2024 update, USDA reported a farm share of 11.8 cents per food dollar for the domestic food system, showing that most of what people pay happens beyond the farm gate. USDA also explains that more processed foods usually have a smaller farm share than simpler foods. It uses bread as an example. Bread needs multiple ingredients, then mixing, baking, and slicing before it ever reaches a shelf. That means the final price reflects much more than the raw crop. Once a product passes through more steps, fuel and energy have more chances to enter the bill. Factories, processing plants, and packaging add more layers. Now imagine what happens after the farm. Raw materials often go to a processor. Grain may go to a mill. Milk may go to a dairy plant. Meat may go to a processor. Fruit may be washed, sorted, packed, chilled, and shipped. At every stage, energy is doing work somewhere in the background. This is why fuel price changes can feel surprisingly wide. Even when a product is not especially fuel-heavy at one stage, it can still pick up energy-related costs later. Processing plants need power. Packaging materials have to be made and moved. Warehouses need lighting, climate control, and forklifts. Trucks still have to link every step together. The Kansas City Fed summarizes this well by noting that U.S. food prices reflect a mix of supply chain processing, packaging, transportation, and retail margins, not just farm-level commodity prices. The journey matters as much as the product. A product is not expensive only because of what it is. It can also be expensive because of how far it travels, how many times it moves, and how carefully it has to be handled. Think about a simple grocery item. It may start at a farm, go to a processor, then to a regional warehouse, then to a distributor, then to a grocery store. A frozen product may need cold storage for much of that journey. A fresh product may need fast handling and climate control. A bulky low-margin product may be especially sensitive to transport costs because moving it is a bigger share of its total value. That last point is an inference from the supply chain structure USDA and BTS describe, but it helps explain why fuel does not hit every product in exactly the same way. The same logic applies outside food. Furniture, appliances, building materials, paper products, household cleaners, and online orders all have to be moved through physical networks. Fuel costs do not guarantee a price jump in every item, but they increase pressure on the system that moves all of those goods around. Why the effect feels so broad? One reason fuel prices feel like they touch everything is that the cost can appear in multiple places at once. A food producer may face higher farm costs. The processor may face higher transport and energy costs. The distributor may face higher trucking costs. The retailer may face higher delivery and operating costs. Even if each step only adds a little more, those small additions can stack up by the time the product reaches the customer. There is also a psychological reason. People notice fuel because it is visible. Gas station signs update quickly. But many of the downstream effects are slower and less obvious. A company may absorb some costs for a while. It may be locked into contracts. It may wait until the next pricing cycle. Or it may raise prices in some products but not others. So the ripple is real, but it is not always immediate or perfectly even. That unevenness fits what official sources show. Food prices are shaped by many cost layers, not one single input. Why diesel often matters more than people think. When people talk about fuel prices, they often picture regular gasoline because that is what they buy personally. But for the supply chain, diesel can matter even more. AS says diesel engines help transport nearly all products people consume and power most farm and construction equipment. That makes diesel especially important for moving physical goods through the economy. That does not mean gasoline does not matter. It affects households directly, and it can influence service businesses that rely on light vehicles. But if you are asking why the price of physical goods and everyday essentials can move when fuel changes, diesel is often closer to the center of the story. It sits under freight, farming, and heavy equipment, which means it sits under a huge amount of daily economic activity. This also reaches services, not just stuff. Fuel prices do not only affect items sitting on shelves. They can reach services too. If a plumber, cleaner, repair crew, landscaper, or local delivery company uses vehicles and equipment every day, fuel is part of the operating cost. If those costs rise enough, some of that increase can show up in service pricing, call-out fees, or delivery charges. BTS explicitly notes that firms commonly pass higher fuel costs onto customers when motor fuel is part of doing business. Construction offers another clear example. AS says diesel powers most construction equipment in the United States. So when fuel prices rise, it can affect not just product delivery but the cost of physically building, fixing, or moving things in the first place. That can ripple into housing, repairs, infrastructure work, and other everyday expenses people do not usually connect to fuel right away. Myth versus reality. The myth is that fuel prices only matter if you drive a lot. The reality is that fuel is embedded in the systems that support daily life. It helps grow food, make fertilizer, run heavy equipment, move freight, stock stores, and support services. That is why people can feel fuel changes even if they rarely visit a gas station themselves. The other myth is that fuel prices control everything by themselves. They do not. Labor, rent, packaging, storage, interest costs, competition, regulation, and consumer demand also matter. USDA and the Kansas City Fed both point to these wider cost layers. Fuel is powerful because it sits in so many parts of the chain, not because it is the only thing that matters. So the big idea is simple. Fuel prices ripple into everyday life because modern life runs on movement. Goods have to be planted, harvested, processed, packed, shipped, stored, delivered, and sold. Services have to travel too. When fuel gets more expensive, it can add pressure at many points in that chain. Sometimes the effect is fast. Sometimes it is delayed. Sometimes it is small. Sometimes it is noticeable. But the reason it spreads so widely is that fuel is not just a personal driving expense. It is one of the hidden operating costs of the whole system. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Then tap the bell icon to turn on all notifications so you never miss any of our future videos.